Hello everybody! For this Thursday tutorial, I wanted to share a little bit of a training that I did for remembering our truth. Some of my favorite quotes from Alice are about being mad or crazy or off your rocker. Alice asks, "Have I gone mad?" And in the new Alice in Wonderland, her father answers her, "I'm afraid so. You're entirely bonkers. But I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are." It's probably my favorite of all of the quotes in there because it's truth. All of the greatest humans that have existed on this planet have been thought to be a little bit crazy, a little bit off their rockers. When we step into our truth and start believing more than what society has taught us, people think that we've gone off our rocker, completely lost our minds. Well, those are not your people. The people that get you are the ones that you need to share your message with. Our experience, even though we come from the same source, and our journey is to return to that source, is not going to look the same as anyone else's. What my life, living in spirit, looks like is going to be different than anyone else. We must not compare and must not judge. I know I've said it before, but when we place judgment and expectations on others, we're placing them on ourselves. The human mind is an interesting one. At some point in our journey, we begin to believe that we know best, that our thoughts are the only truth, our opinions are right, our experiences and memories of them are the truth of and what is real. What really happened in our minds, what we remember, is our truth. Or is it? Our experiences shape our perceptions, and how we react to those experiences creates a memory, and our memories of an experience is not going to be the same as someone else who might be standing right next to you. The parable of the blind men and the elephant comes to mind. How many of you have heard this one? It's a story of a group of men who have never come across an elephant before. They've only heard about it. They've heard stories of how it tramples forests, and they all argue and try to explain what an elephant must be like if it can do all of these things. Finally, their village gets fed up with it and decides to bring these 6 blind men in front of an elephant to get them to stop arguing. Because they're blind, each one is given a position around the elephant, and they are told to only touch what's in front of them, and then describe what the elephant is. The first blind man touched the side of the huge animal, and he said, "An elephant is smooth and solid like a wall. It must be very powerful." The second blind man put his hand on the elephant's limber trunk. "An elephant is like a giant snake," he announced. The third felt the elephant's pointed tusk. I was right. He had heard stories of how deadly the elephants were. He decided, this creature is as sharp and deadly as a spear. The fourth blind man touched one of the elephant's legs. "What we have here," he said, "is like a tree, solid and unmovable." And there's another version where he says it's like a giant cow. The fifth felt the elephant's giant ear. "I believe an elephant is like a huge fan, or maybe a magic carpet that can fly over mountains and treetops," he said. The sixth man gave a tug on the elephant's coarse tail. "Why, this is nothing more than a piece of old rope. Dangerous indeed," he scoffed. The 6 blind men continued to argue, each believing that their experience was the truth. Their argument escalated, until a wise man asked them, "How can each of you be so certain you are right?" "The elephant is a very large animal," he said kindly. "Each man touched only one part. Perhaps if you put the parts together, you will see the truth." The blind men realized then that in order to see the truth, they had to put all the parts together. This is why you've been asked to do shadow work. When we're fragmented, our truth eludes our consciousness. This is why you've been asked to release judgment and the ideas of separation, to see we all are one, yet we have different experiences to contribute to the big picture. Our way, my way, Melissa's way, Natasha's way, any of your ways, are not the only way. We are simply here to guide and share our parts in hopes it will help you piece your truth together. Healing begins when you face the pain. We must take every thought captive and choose to remember who we truly are. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. Bye, everybody.